Investigations have already begun into the crash of Air India flight AI-171 in Ahmedabad. And an investigation of this scale and complexity has many layers and phases. In this video, I will try to simplify for you how the investigations lead to the final findings. The Aircraft Act 1934 empowers the Government of India to make rules for investigation of accidents of any aircraft within the Indian territory or anywhere else for an aircraft that has been registered in India. Now, there's another global treaty that guides and governs such investigations across the world for its signatories, and India is one of them. The treaty is called the Convention on International Civil Aviation, and it is governed by the Montreal headquartered International Civil Aviation Organization, or ICAO. As per India's Aircraft Act 1934 and Article 26 of the Global Convention, previously, the Air Safety Directorate of DGCA would carry out duties related to the investigation of aircraft incidents. Later, in accordance with the standards and recommended practices SARPs issued by ICAO, and to provide independence of the investigation function from the regulatory function, the Indian government established a bureau outside the DGCA. This body in the Ministry of Civil Aviation was set up on July 30, 2012 and came to be known as the Aircraft Accident Investigation Bureau. It was created under the newly formulated Aircraft Investigation Accidents and Incidents Rules 2012. Currently, all investigation work is carried out as per the amended Aircraft Investigation of Accidents and Incidents Rules 2017, read along with the Aircraft Investigation of Accidents and Incidents Amendments Rules 2021. I know, these are a bit of a mouthful, but I promise it gets simpler from here. So, the AIB has been mandated for immediate and unrestricted access to all relevant evidence from any agency or organization without seeking prior consent from judicial bodies or other government authorities. Now, what do the rules say about the steps of an air tragedy investigation? These rules apply across all Indian territory to Indian citizens anywhere, Indian registered aircraft, foreign registered aircraft in India, and foreign operators based in India. An accident, serious incident, and incident, all of these, they have specific technical definitions, setting the basis for how each event is classified. The rules say that the primary goal is to identify causes and prevent future occurrences and not to assign blame or liability. Once an accident occurs, as in the case of Air India flight AI-171, the operator on whose behalf the captain was flying the aircraft must, within 24 hours, notify the AIB, the DGCA, and for all accidents in the Indian territory, also the local DM and the nearest police station. For aircraft that weigh over 2250 kg or for turbofan jets, the AIB in turn must inform with minimal delay the ICAO and the state, read country, of the registry, operator, design, and manufacture. A turbofan engine is the most modern variation of the basic gas turbine engine, and you see it in all of these modern aircraft of today. Now, the AIB investigates all incidents that are classified as accidents, as is the case in Ahmedabad. It also investigates all serious incidents involving large or turbojet aircraft. The DGCA, on the other hand, handles all incidents and serious incidents. However, if the central government so wishes, it can initiate a formal investigation under any of these bodies for any accident, regardless of the aircraft type. And as states from where those involved in the accident are, or where registry, design, operation, or manufacture of an aircraft has happened, are notified, they are entitled to appoint advisors to join the investigation or assist it. The AIB remains the lead investigative body, and the central government appoints an investigator in charge who then leads the operation. As all of this is happening, what happens at the site of the accident? The AIB and DGCA investigators promptly secure the crash site to prevent any possibility of evidence tampering. From the wreckage, some personal items of passengers, key aircraft debris, and the black boxes, which is the cockpit voice recorder and the flight data recorder, are recovered. The investigators also gather air traffic control logs and maintenance records for the affected flight. Any evidence material may only be released after AIB confirms that it is no longer required. Interviews are also held with people who may have been involved in the flight in any manner. The AIB authorizes a preliminary investigation to classify the event and decide what kind of a deeper probe is needed. Investigators are empowered to access the crash site, examine the wreckage, summon witnesses, and collect records. Depending on the assessment of the severity, the central government may appoint a committee of inquiry composed of 2 or more people to investigate the accident. The inquiry is held in private. Where it appears to the central government that a formal full-scale investigation of an accident is needed, it can do that. The government appoints a competent person to hold the investigation and may appoint 1 or more people with legal, aeronautical, engineering, or other special knowledge to assist the investigation. Both these bodies have civil court powers to summon, inspect, and investigate the matter. Once the investigation takes shape and details emerge, a preliminary report is issued in early stages to share key facts. The next step is a draft final report. This is prepared after all of the in-depth analysis is completed. This draft final report is also sent to all the accredited states and ICAO for consultation and comments. The central government can choose to take these into account and tweak the report, or just append the comments, and then the final report is prepared. This report includes factual findings, analysis and interpretation, comments on the cause of the accident, and safety recommendations aimed at future prevention. The report is published by the AIB and forwarded to the ICAO and the relevant states. The AIB also maintains a safety recommendations database and tracks the implementation by the DGCA and operators to ensure recommendations are acted upon. Do keep in mind that an investigation can always also be opened if at any point the government feels that there's any new and material evidence that surfaced after the investigation was concluded.